So about a month before he died, that's when once you were, let's say how you said fired, you just had to leave the office, or were you given time to take your things?
I did leave the office. The estate changed the locks or something, but without him there, he was in the hospital in the final stages of, this awful disease, and there was really nothing there for me anymore, because without him, he was the heart and soul of Ruthless. I may have been the backbone of Ruthless, but he was the heart and soul.
Right. So, do you feel what took him was that disease, or do you feel there was any foul play in any way involved in his passing or anything like that?
I have no comment to that, except to say that normally people as affluent as he is don't die that quickly from that disease. As we see, Magic Johnson is certainly still, very vibrant and alive. So I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I just think it's strange. It's weird that he could die that quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I've been reading on the internet, the rumors or whatnot. I just want to ask you. They might sound rude, but I'm not trying to be rude. There was a lot of people were asking this. They're like, "Oh, did he ever steal money? Is that the reason that you were something about extortion, stealing money from the company? That was one of the reasons you got terminated?"
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. If so, why hasn't it ever come out? Why wasn't I sued? That's
exactly
ridiculous.
So it's just, what I noticed on the internet, people tend to twist things around, and
you know why?
Like you said,
because my friend Reg told me, if you saw him in the Beef, he's the big guy that talks about without Jerry and Eazy there'd be no gangster rap, no Dr. Dre. He said to me, Jerry, if you don't deny things, in our world, people deem them true. And I never took the time to deny things that Cube and Dre had said about me, which I now answer completely in the book. But Ruthless was a well-run company. They had lawyers and business managers, and as I said before, they had the best of everything, and it just wasn't possible for anybody to do anything underhanded at that company, whether it was me or him or anyone else. It just wasn't possible. There were too many people overseeing too many aspects of the company.
Right.
I think people like to talk about Jerry for some reason. It seems to be a popular thing to talk about the whole, like certain people are still talking about him in interviews and things like that. I don't know if it's for publicity or whatever it is, but I think it's...
Well, it's easy because up until now I've never fought back.
Yeah.
Now I have this book, and now they have to answer for all of those things. Now you can see from this book that I don't try and push you one way or another. I just tell the facts, and everybody can make their own decisions.
Yeah, that's...
I think the book is really good. It does take you back to that time because I was there for that time, and the people that also were there have all said it takes them back to that time as well. And I think if you weren't there and you're a big fan or like you listen to the music or whatever, it really does give you a feeling that you were there, and it kind of brings Eazy back to life. I think it kind of gives him a voice, which is nice, and I think it's a really, really special book. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
Yeah, it is. You need to make. Are you planning on making another book in the future? Maybe like something for the younger kids with, nice pictures like the ones you've been putting up on MySpace.
Well,
that would be very nice.
My plans now, I'm not the youngest guy in the world anymore. So, I try, and my plans tend to be a little more short-term than that. We're going to do a movie of the book. Then my primary focus is going to be on this Latino hip-hop company. that Pablito Vasquez and Julio G and I are starting. And then I may, and I teach college at UCLA. So then I'm going to think about being a good husband and then possibly writing another book.
Oh, that sounds good. And I'm really glad you're doing this with, back with the Latin rap and all that, because, back then, '94, it was a big hope for me, like the Brown side. I remember the promotion on the Ruthless radio, and I thought, man, this is going to be big, Eazy-E. It's like exciting for a fan. It's like, oh, Eazy-E, it's going to blow up, and,
Well, it was Eazy's dream, and, unfortunately he passed away just when we were getting it started.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're back involved, with Julio G and, some of the pioneers. And how do you think it would have been if Eazy's plan, you and Eazy, Ruthless's Latin plan would have continued on track?
Well, I think what would have happened was that we would have focused on that, and the most important thing in his life at that time would have been an NWA reunion. So those are some things that we would have focused on, even if it would have meant me stepping aside, for a short period of time to do that because of the animosity between Ice Cube and I and Dre and I. Both ways. Believe me, I have more I have more animosity than they do. I just have a little more class when it comes to handling it. So I think that an NWA reunion would have been one of the monumental things that ever happened in music in the second half of the 20th century.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think a lot of the jealousy and stuff like that in Ruthless with other people were that, not only him being Eazy being the owner of the company and a producer and artist and this and that, which of course somebody's going to be higher ranked than that, but I mean he was the one that you always wanted to hear his voice on the song. When the song came on, you waited to hear his voice. And he was the one when he walked into a room, everybody, focused on him. All the girls liked him. He was very good looking. He had charisma. He was like a movie star. And
we would have definitely done movies together.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. And, the thing that pisses me off the most, not the most, but a lot, is this, that there are people in the group that say that he wasn't a good rapper, but there are certain things in the music business that make people huge stars. Either you can be first at something, or you can be unique, or you can be the very best at what you do. I'm going to give you examples. Frank Sinatra sang other people's music. Three Dog Night sang other people's music and became huge stars. The greatest guitar player in the history of rock and roll, for me, is Jimi Hendrix. So he was the very best at what he did. You can be totally unique, and that also can catapult you to stardom. And when you listen to a Bob Dylan record, you don't have to ask who it is. You know that it's Bob Dylan. When you listen to an NWA record, you know that when Eazy-E raps, he has a totally unique style. I mean, and that is one of the ingredients of being a great star in our business, is uniqueness. And he was totally unique with that high nasal kind of quality that he brought. When you listen to Eazy-E, you know it's Eazy-E.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why he was so great. In fact, NWA had 3 people in there that were totally unique. You listen to Dr. Dre, you know it's Dr. Dre. You listen to Cube, you know it's Cube. You listen to Eazy-E, you know it's Eazy-E. They're distinctive, individual, unique talents, and that's what made the group so big.